Hello. At the end of this session, we will share with you an income opportunity that has changed my life and the lives of thousands of people around the world. This presentation is done by my great friend and mentor, Hugh Paul, out of Ireland. This is the last pre launch of this company. As we go through the opportunity, please stay with us and or contact the person who shared this video with you to get your own chance to be involved in this unicorn special opportunity. So with that, let's take you to the presentation live and see what's happening, and make sure that you stay to the end of the video because this is a life-changing opportunity.
Ecosystem that accompanies users every day. In 2030 to 2033, we reach global scale. Neobank's user base hits 12 million and over 10 million cards. Inside the Super App, 15 to 20 integrated services and partnerships with 500 global brands. Aurum Exchange reaches $90 billion in trading volume and enters the top 10 global crypto exchanges. The terminal network expands to 100,000 plus locations across 50 plus countries. The annual Aurum Global Summit gathers 5,000 leaders. By 2033 to 2035, Aurum Neobank enters the top 5 global neobanks with a valuation of $10 billion plus. Aurum Exchange remains in the top 10, while Aurum Dex surpasses $20 billion in trading volume. AI manages over $5 billion in assets. RWA exceeds $20 billion. We are present in 75 countries with 1,000 global partners and over 100,000 terminals. The Aurum Global Summit brings together 10,000 industry leaders. Aurum becomes the symbol of a new financial era, a system that made finance accessible to everyone, a story that has already transformed the industry, and a future that already belongs to us.
Wow, wow, wow. I love it. I love that music. I love the crescendo. I love the figures. I love the facts. It's incredible, guys. The 10-year roadmap in it. I would like to welcome all our new guests here for the very first time. Thank you for joining us. Adrian, welcome to the call. Alpha D, how are you? Thank you for joining us today as well. Amaka, thank you. Andy, Andy, you're always here. I think Andy never misses a call. It's amazing, Andy. How are you doing? Annalise is here again. Thank you. So we've got people represented from all around Europe. We've people from, looks like South America, people from India, people from all over. Wow. Let me just go down some of the list here. Arif, how are you, sir? Aura's here as well as Avengers. Bismarck's here. CK is always here. Cindy's here. Thank you for joining us. Coach K's here. Crypto Believers here. Debbie's here. Hey, Debbie, haven't seen you in a while. If that's the Debbie, I think who it is. Emmy Crypto Call. You were here yesterday. Welcome back to the call. Emmy Ferda's here. Thank you. Freedom's here. Ferda and Frida and Gabriel and Hakwi is here. iPhone is always here. This is iPhone 127, whoever that is. Jagdishwara. Jagadishwara. Welcome to the call. James Bond 007. You're here again. Jason's on the call. Jenny's on the call. Jefta's on the call, and Jenny's on the call, and Joy's on the call, and Joelle's on the call, and Jerome's on the call, and Jim's on the call, and Joelle. I think Jay wins. Jay is winning tonight. It's usually the A's are pretty big. Joelle's here. John's here. John H is here. John D's here. John Bones here. Joy's here. Wow, another Joy. Joy Gray's here. Jay wins tonight, guys. Jay wins tonight. Unless the K's are going to do it. Karna's here. Kate's here. Kiwan's here. Kim's here. KJL's here. Lamar's here. Lanny's here. Mahmouda's here. Marian's here. Mary D's in the house. Matt's here. Mazarine's here. Mella's here. Monday's here. Mummy's here. Albina's here. Paul, welcome to the call. And another Paul. And Paul Dixon's here as well. And Paul Satter Lee's here. Lots of Pauls. Phillips here. Oh, Pauls are going to do well. Prisky's in the call. Rafiq's in the room. Raymond, Raymond, welcome to the call. Raymond Raiders here again. Thank you. Great to see you again. Richard's in the house. Robert's here. I think Robert's been on 2 or 3 Zooms today. This is my 1, 2, 3, 4. This is only my 5th one today, and I have one more to do after this. Rod's in the house. Robert's in the house. Sir's in the house. Sissy's in the house. Sohail's here again. Summer's in the house. Sven Eric's in the house. Thank you. Zuruzu's in the house. and lots more, guys. But it's not as big attendance as last night. I am disappointed. You guys killed it last night. You had 200, and I think was it 44 guys from memory. I can't remember. There's 175 here tonight, so not bad, but it doesn't beat last night. So last night are the champs for this week. This is my last Zoom this week because I'm heading to Dubai. Many of you know that. So please pay attention to the groups. When we come back from Dubai, we're going to have probably some updated slides. We might have new products to describe. There'll be a lot of announcements. There probably will be a live feed from Dubai as well for part of the day. So make sure you don't miss that. That's this Saturday coming up, the 17th of January, the official launch of Aurum. What else can I tell you? So actually following Monday and Tuesday, I'll still be probably traveling. If I'm not traveling on Monday, I might be back to Tuesday, jet lag. I don't want to do it Monday, Tuesday, guys. So let's just pay attention to the groups. This is the last one for the week. I will not be doing the training on Sunday that we did 2 nights ago. But we copied that training today. We had that training today at 5:30 again. We finished the training just a while ago. And the business is growing rapidly. I'd like to welcome all the new guests here for the very first time. It's a pleasure to present to you. And without further ado, let's get started with a presentation.
Recording in progress.
Thank you so much for joining us on this short presentation. We're going to take a quick look at the Aurum Foundation, a platform I came across last year. Many of you asked me to review the platform, just to give you my thoughts, my opinions. I did a little bit of due diligence. I'm only here to share my own thoughts and opinions. Of course, it's very, very important that you do your own due diligence. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give you any advice in that respect. I'm not an accountant. But I've looked at a number of things that I feel good about this particular platform. What impressed me was Brian Benson. Brian Benson's the CEO. He used to work as a trader for Morgan Stanley, a very reputable bank in the United States. And then after that, he went to work for Binance and was very, very, very successful at Binance. In fact, Binance did $1 billion of revenue in just 6 months. That was known as a unicorn company. It came from nowhere. It's $1 billion brand. And that was faster than Microsoft, faster than Apple, faster than Tesla. It was just incredible what it did. And this man on the screen represented 20% of that revenue from the market that he operated. So he was the managing director. He opened Brazil. He opened Chile, Peru, Paraguay. He opened Mexico. He opened all of what's called Central and Southern America. This was the man. His job was to go down and open the offices, do due diligence, create the banking relationships. And he actually did it in his own name. Before it was called Binance, it was called Brian Benson's companies. And once he established it, CZ from Binance wrapped the Binance brand around Brian's work. And he was integral in the development of Binance, this man. So why is that important? Well, it's very important to know who's running the ship. Do they have experience? Well, most certainly. Do they have connections? Absolutely. You're going to find that out throughout the presentation. So it's not somebody that's unfamiliar with the industry. It's somebody that's right up there, somebody very prominent, somebody very well known, well respected. I hadn't heard of the gentleman before, so I did a quick Google, as you might do as well. I typed in Brian Benson Binance. I just wrote after that. Can you see that? And then I pressed images. I just wanted to see was it the same guy. And wow, I was very impressed. Lots of history here. That's good. That's good that he is the real Brian Benson. There's images here when he was much younger. We can see him with a Binance shirt. This image over here, if we look again, top left, can you see there? That's the image that Forbes used when they talk about him. And of course, Forbes have mentioned this company more than once. Forbes is a reputable media company. They write the rich lists. You're probably familiar with that. Who are the richest people? Wealthiest people in Asia. And to create those rich lists, they have to do a lot of research, a lot of data pull to get those right. And it's very important that a media company speaks the truth or speaks, properly about certain companies. And here we were glad to read that they're telling us that Aurum is providing institutional grade trading, not standard trading, which is quite risky. Somebody kid working at home on the computer trying to trade is a whole lot different than institutional grade trading. There's more governance, there's more risk management inside institutional grade trading. This is the type of trading the banks would use. This is the type of trading that the big institutions like BlackRock, they're into institutional type trading. So I was very pleased to see that. But I was even more interested when we heard that Brian Benson was invited to the Forbes Council. So obviously they think a lot of this man. They have a whole page on him, and that was quite interesting to read. And that happened at the end of 2025. Then what impressed me was the Visa card, and to know that Aurum have teamed up with the issuing bank that releases Visa cards. That was a great indicator. I felt that obviously the issuing bank would want to know who Brian Benson is. Of course, they know who he is. They would probably want to know how much turnover did they have last year? Are the right licenses in place? They would probably have to ask who are the directors. So assuming that Visa have done their job, I think that does a lot of work for us guys, because we see, well, okay, if Visa are partnering up with them, they must be of some certain stature. So that was quite interesting. But I dug deep into find out which bank issued this, and I was pleasantly surprised to find that it's a regulated bank. I just don't want to mention the bank. I'll tell you why, because then 10,000 people ring the bank and say, "Do you do business?" So just let you know that it is a regulated bank that's issued this to Aurum. With that said, we then learned last year that Brian Benson was traveling around the world building the brand, and that was quite interesting. He spoke at the world's largest blockchain summit it's called the Token 2049 Summit. 25,000 people showed up. The tickets were $1,000 to get in on the last day, and they were queuing outside to get in here. 25,000 people. And who was speaking? Yes, Brian Benson, out there talking about Aurum, talking about AI, talking about the effects that AI has, the impact that it has on trading. We know that AI has impacted a lot of businesses, a lot of industry, a lot of careers have been affected. A lot of industries are turning on their head. And this AI, I mean, if you're familiar with ChatGPT, it's just incredible how you can just type something in there and automatically it's all there, everything it can do. I'm told 10,000 processes in a split second, faster than a human. It has no emotions. It's a great tool for this type of fintech business for trading. And we learned that Brian Benson was speaking. Can you see who was speaking that day? There was Richard Teng. Richard's the CEO of Binance. Both Brian Benson and Richard were speaking that day. And Brian and Richard are friends. They work together in Binance, but Richard got the CEO job. And I suppose many of you are happy about that, because if Brian hadn't got the CEO job, we probably wouldn't be having this discussion today. So that was good news. We see that the owner of Tron, Justin Sun, was speaking there too. So big guys were speaking at this with 25,000 people. I think I heard Donald Trump's sons were here, BlackRock were here, Michael Saylor. They go to these big events, and Brian Benson's out there building that Aurum brand. Then the second week of December 25, the big finance week goes on in the Emirates. And of course, in Abu Dhabi at the blockchain show, guess who was speaking? Yeah, Brian Benson was there too. And not a bit of wonder Forbes have invited him to the Finance Council. He was interviewed by Wendy O. Go and have a listen to that interview, by the way. Interesting to hear her questions, but more interesting to hear Brian Benson's answers. But when we saw him on stage, this panel of 5 experts, Arpit Sharma, but the only one I knew was Brian Benson. That's the one I was looking for. But who is he sitting beside? The co-founder of Sandbox, the co-founder of 1inch. Go check out who they are. 1inch, Sandbox, Aurum, all on stage, experts on the panel at Abu Dhabi. So incredible reputation, I suppose, is what I felt. Now, of course, if you feel any different, that's up to you. But I was reasonably pleased with the CEO and who's running this Aurum business. Now, the next thing we need to look at is the products and the infrastructure, what they call the ecosystem. I hear lots of companies talking about building ecosystems, but it's always mañana. The future is coming. This company is a little bit different. We've actually seen this machine in the office of Aurum. It's a point of sale terminal. It takes fiat payments, that's your traditional currencies, but it also accepts cryptocurrency payments. A great product for any shopkeeper to put outside their shop. We accept crypto payments. That would bring in a lot of business to that shop. The other benefit to the shop is we can reduce the fees compared to what Visa and MasterCard would charge. We can do that because it's done on the blockchain. and we can speed up the payments. Some shops are waiting 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even 4 weeks for Visa to pay the money across. You bought your coffee and paid for it, but the shopkeeper does not have that money. That's sitting with Visa, or that might be sitting with MasterCard. What this device does is we can speed that payment up. They could be paid within 24 hours because of blockchain technology. It might be 36 hours or 72, but you know what I'm saying? To get cash flow into a business faster, to reduce fees, and to accept crypto are great reasons why businesses would, I think, love this machine. What's in it for you? What they're writing now into the software is micro payment software. That means that if you were the person that introduced this technology to a shop, maybe you have a friend who owns a business, if they took this device, every time this machine is used, you get paid. That's what's in it for you. In addition to that, they're developing ATM machines. These are two-way, so you can put in paper money, like a vending machine, put the money into it, and it will generate cryptocurrency to your digital wallet, or the vice versa. Let's say you have cryptocurrency on a digital wallet, you'd like to cash out, you need some paper money, generate a code, present it to the machine, and the ATM machine will go and pay out the cash to you. So this is in progress right now. What also impressed me was the exchange is up and running. I was anticipating this was going to happen at their launch in early January 26th, but they launched this back in late October or maybe early November 2025. So here's a company that talks the talk, but it walks the talk. It has the infrastructure, it has the products, it has the technology. I don't like companies that want our money to build their technology. I don't like companies that want our money to build their dreams. This company appears to have everything. They have the offices, they have the customer support, they have the payment solution with Visa, they have the licenses, they have the exchange, they have those point of sale terminals, they have liquidity bots, they have AI agents. It's all there and was there in pre-launch, not like a company that says, oh, we're going to do this in the future. That's what impressed me with this particular company. Now, I have no interest in trading. I don't know how to. I might at some stage be interested in swapping, let's say, USDT into a little bit of Bitcoin, or I might want to swap a little bit of Bitcoin into Ethereum. So that's the only reason I would do one of these. But I did find a product on it, which is quite interesting. It's called the liquidity staking product. Guys, this is up and running and has been for some time. It's already there. If you had some Bitcoin, for instance, instead of sitting on a wallet doing nothing, if you popped it into the exchange, you can actually get your Bitcoin to grow. You can get free Bitcoin by just parking it there. It's called an annual yield, and you can get between 17 and 20% a year, depending on the coin you're operating. So, for instance, Solana is probably one of the better ones. If you put Solana in there, you're going to get 20% a year. If you put dollars, or what we call USDT or USDC, you're going to get USDT is almost 20%, Bitcoin 18%, XRP 17%. So imagine you could say to somebody, hey, I found a bank that's paying 17 to 20% on your money. What's people going to say to you? What? I found a bank that's doing 17 to 20% on your money. How does that work? Just download an app. It's on the iStore. It's on Google Play. Download this banking app, and off you go. They've some fabulous products there. So this is a great door opener for those that don't want to trade. Two good things about this I learned. Number one, that they pay these yields every day. So you don't have to leave it for a month or a week or a year. It comes every day. You get free Bitcoins every day, or free Ethereum or XRP every day. It's added to your wallet. And the other good thing I learned is you can take your money out anytime you want. There's no lockup of funds. So I thought that was brilliant. So that's a nice little product there, guys, no doubt. Moving on. Actually, I can show you an example of a customer's account. So here's a customer using that staking product I just spoke about. They put in $1,000, and they also tried it with 0.1 Bitcoin. Now, if you're looking at the screen right now, it doesn't say 0.1 Bitcoin. It says 0.10018. So it's actually getting free Bitcoins every day added to the wallet. And it doesn't say $1,000 like it used to. When it was deposited, it's now $1,008. So what this customer tried to do then was they wanted to withdraw to see, does that facility work? So they pressed the withdraw to take out $500. And you'd expect if you take away $500 from 1,008, you'd be left with $508. Well, absolutely not. They're left with $522. So 1,000 in, 500 out leaves you with 522. It's crazy, isn't it? They pay USDT to your account every day without trading. And look at the Bitcoin. it's not 0.1 anymore, it's 0.102. Now, previously it was 0.10018. So you can see this customer's receiving free Bitcoins every single day. So I think that's a very nice product. What I'd like to do with you now is just let you hear from Brian Benson. Brian, as I said, when he worked as managing director of Binance, he saw so many people creating wealth. He saw so many people becoming millionaires. And what he wanted to do was, when he came here to Aurum as the CEO, he wanted to be the man. He wanted to be that visionary leader that generates 1,000 millionaires. That's his goal. He wants to create 1,000 millionaires. Let's have a listen.
We're on a mission to create 1,000 millionaires that don't have $1 million today. So if we can come up with a system whereby there's, hundreds of thousands of people in there, but 1,000 of these people be turned into millionaires, then those assets are inside of our platform. That turns us into a unicorn right away. And so that's really the goal that I have as an executive at the company, is how do we get people that don't have $1 million today to get them to $1 million through saving, through yield-bearing assets, through a lot, compounding interest, through a lot of these things that have been around for a long time, but that not everyone in the world uses. And these are tools that are super important to get us there. So that's how we're measuring it internally, is if we can get to the point where we have 1,000 people that have become millionaires through our system and through working with our products, then that gets us really close to the unicorn valuation. And we want to be a fintech unicorn. I think Binance was the fastest fintech unicorn ever in the history. I think it took less than 6 months. We used to have a slide about that in our pitch deck. So I'm pretty sure I've done this before. I've been involved in one of the fastest growing fintech unicorns in the world. And I think what we have at Aurum is actually very similar to when I started at Binance.
I think what we have at Aurum is very similar to what we had when I worked at Binance. So Brian Benson himself is starting to feel what happened with that explosion of Binance. He's feeling that here now, according to his interview here. So I thought that was an interesting piece just to listen to Brian Benson himself. Now, to try this platform, there is a subscription of $20 for the whole year. Ladies and gentlemen, that's 4 cups of coffee. We pay more to use the gym, but here for $20, you can try any of the products. You're not licensed to sell securities or investments, so don't be doing that. You can recommend a website. That's what you're doing. It's a $20 subscription. And then, of course, when your customer registers with Aurum, they're dealing directly with Aurum, not with you. So that's how it works. You're referring a website for $20. You're not selling securities. You're not selling financial or investment products. You would not be licensed to do that. And of course, this presentation, I'm not here to share any referral links with you at all. This is purely for education and information purposes. Now, let's go in and look at some of their other products. We've talked about ATM machines. We've talked about point-of-sale terminals for the shops. We've talked about Visa cards. These are physical products, but let's look at some of their AI agents in operation. This is probably what I'm hearing is the people's favorite. It's called the XAI bot, or the EXAI bot, however you want to say that. It was launched back in 2023, but it was not open for public use. It was designed purely for those accredited investors, for those what we call high net worth individuals. Maybe you call them VCs, venture capitalists. And I believe it was in Forbes that I read. I think it was Forbes where I read that Brian Benson had closed a $12 million deal for a VC to test this product. And since that, I'd heard, and there's no foundation for this, but what I'd heard was either that VC or a bank had offered $100 million for this product and it was refused. Now, that product's been working almost 3 years, and that's pretty sensational because it uses what's called deep learning and machine learning. The AI has to continually learn, and it's overseen by live traders. I've been told there are 28 strategies in operation, but not all at the same time. And I'm told that they trade across 4 or 5 different big exchanges like Binance, KuCoin, and I know OKX was another one that was mentioned. So on average, since it's trading up until about November 25, this account had done about 500%, which is sensational. Their worst trading month was 9% for a whole month. On their best trading month, I believe, was 23.5%. Now, on average, across all of their trading history, and again, past performance is not indicative of what the future might hold, but certainly the average was about 17.5% for this entire fund. Now, the company are not offering that to customers. They're not offering 17.5%, but what they are offering is somewhere between 10 and 16%, depending on the size of your account. So how do you get an account? Well, the person who invited you here might be kind enough to send you a referral link if they want to do that. There's no obligation to do that, but once you get registered, you can download an app on obviously the Apple Store or on Google Play. It's a banking app. It's called Aurum Neobank. And in there, you can start connecting to some of the products. Essentially, you make a deposit to your own account. They give you 8 wallets. They'll give you your own Bitcoin wallet. They'll give you your own Ethereum wallet. They'll give you a USDT wallet. They'll give you a BNB Binance wallet. They give you 2 meme coins. They give you Doge and Pepe. They give you an Aurum wallet, and they give you a Polygon wallet. That's the 8. I don't know if that's going to expand, but what you do is you pick some of those and you deposit to your own account, and then from there you can send it to one of the AI agents to trade. So let's talk about this with the EXI bot. Let's say you tried $120 or $170 or something like that. In between 100 and 249, you get 10% on average every month. On average, so it's not fixed; it floats, but on average, you're going to get about 10%, which is very, very, very good. For those of you that can manage more than that, let's say you were able to do, I don't know, $400 or $700 or $906, anywhere between $249 and $1,000, you're going to get or enjoy about 11% each month. For those of you that can afford to do what, 1,000 up to 2,500, you guys are going to get 12%. So really, you can see the higher the deposit to your own account, the better the rewards you're likely to receive. So that's how it works. I had a couple of questions about this. The first question I asked, well, if you're making all this money, the customers are making all this money, how does Aurum make money? How are they going to stay alive? And I was told the answers on the screen, and I was led to that because the fund's doing 17.5%, and let's say you're getting 10%, the company makes that spread. They make that difference. So, and most customers are probably going to be between $100,000 and $5,000, I would guess. If you said that to me, where do you think the majority of customers will be? Probably $100 customers up to about 5,000 will be the most people. So that's where the company makes the most money. Between 10%, they're getting 7. For those that get 11%, the company makes 6. For those that get 12%, the company makes 5. For those that get 13%, the company's making 4% on all those accounts. Actually, it's their larger customers where they make less money. But they told me that the larger customers needs less customer support. They're usually big accredited investors. They understand it's the small customers where the hassle is, the small customer where all the questions are, the small customer needs the support. That's why they don't get the same benefit. So my next question was, can you take the money out? Yes, you can take your profits out any day, every day. Okay, that was a good answer. The next question I had was, well, how much does it cost to take it out? And I was very surprised. It's 1%. And I was told if you're withdrawing to BNB, to Binance, BEP20, it's 1% plus $1. And I was told if you're withdrawing to the Tron network, TRC, USDT, TRC20, it's 1% plus $3.50 to withdraw to that, but only $1 if you move it out to, say, for instance, Trust Wallet or anything on the Binance network. So that was the answer to that. Then I asked, well, what about the principal? What about that? Can I take that out? The answer is yes. In an emergency, if you need it, you can request that on the 1st, the 10th, and the 20th day of every single month. So if, God forbid, there was an emergency and you needed the money, you can call for your capital on those dates, the 1st, 10th, and 20th of every month. This particular product, now they have 7 of these operating right now, but this particular one is designed, they call it a short-term strategy for success for 12 months. This is designed for 12 months. So if you were to take it out inside 12 months, just the principal, you can take out your profits, but the principal element is going to be subject to a 35% early retirement fee. Now, that's the same as anything in the finance world. If you take out a pension and let's say you don't let it run its term, you want to take it early, you're not going to get the exact same. They're going to penalize you a little bit for taking it early. So this is designed for 12 months. 12 months goes like that. So, but The good news is I calculated that, let's say you wanted your principal after the 4th month, you get all your money because it's made more than the penalty. You understand, after about the 4th month, will show your profit. Even if they did take that penalty, you've got all your money back. So I was happy to see that as well. Now, that's just one of their products, guys. As I said, they have about 6 more of these, but I was able to get a look at 2 of these accounts. So this is a small account with $500 deposit. If you look in the bottom left-hand side, can you see the 17th of April? This account was funded with 500, but on the 17th of April, it was 500. But if you look at the bottom right-hand corner, just cast your eyes down there a second. You see we're looking at the 17th of September in this freeze frame here. So we're talking about 5 actually trading history months. So from the 17th of April to the 17th of September, this account made $382. Was that impressive? I didn't think it was, but it actually is very impressive, because when you work out the math, how to calculate it, you take the profit, 382, you place it on top of the principal, the 500, and you divide the bottom number into the top number, 500 into 382. That gets you your percentage is 76%. Much better than any bank, much better than property business, much better than gold. I was very impressed when we calculated the maths. And for 5 months, wow, what's this account going to be like in a year, let's say. So then I was able to get a look at a larger account. Let's take a look at a $10,000 account. Again, this account number ends in 1972. It's actually B3441972. But if we just remember, for the purposes of a demonstration here, 1972, that's the account number. 10th of April was the start date. And if you look in the bottom right, you'll see the 16th of May. This is 5 weeks trading. 5 weeks. This account made $2,360 in 5 weeks. Now that's quite impressive. No customers, no training, no trading experience. $2,300 profit in 5 weeks it's as good as it gets. We looked at this account again on the 16th of June last year. Sorry, the 24th. Can you see the date here? 24th of June at 1:38. I don't know, is that in the afternoon or in the early morning, but the account went from 10,000 to 12, and then it went from 12,000 up to 15,000, made another $2,000, actually another 3,000. Do you see that? So in the first 5 weeks, it made 2,300, and in the next 5 weeks, it made 3,100. That's the compounding effect kicking in. After 3 months, the account moved up to $17,000, and after 4 months, this particular account doubled. Now, again, past performance is not indicative of future results. It depends whether you're compounding or not compounding. It depends how much you've got deposited, different variables. But just as an example, this was very, very impressive to see 10,000 becoming 20,000 in 4 months. Well, guys, that's back on the 10th of August last year. What do you think happened on the 10th of September, and then the 10th of November, the 10th of December, 10th of January? You know, there's 4 or 5 months since then. Let's take a look at 8 months. So on the 10th of December, that same account, look at the number 1972. Let's go back and check. 1972, 10th of April. 1972, 10th of April was up at 39,000. The $10,000 is now 39,500 in 8 months. Really, really, really good. Then in January 2026, we looked again at the same account, ending in 1972, 10th of April start date. We're looking at the screenshot here of the 10th of January 26. It's up to 46,974. That's very close to 47,000. So if it went from 39,000 to 47,000, it made $7,000 in 1 month. Now this customer only started with 10,000. Well, in this month of January, it made $7,000 in 1 month because of the compounding effect. And of course, the withdrawal buttons lit up. Why do you think the withdrawal buttons lit up? Because it's the 10th of January. You can take out your principal on the first day of every month, the 10th day of every month. This is the 10th of January, and the 20th day. Let's just go back again here. I want you to notice that the withdrawal button is gray. You see the withdrawal button is grayed out on the 16th of May. Why? Because it's not the 1st of May or the 10th or the 20th. Those are the withdrawal dates. It's the 16th, so you can't withdraw the principal, only the profit. On the 24th of June, that's not the 1st, the 10th, or the 20th, so you can't withdraw on the 24th of June. You can withdraw on the 20th of June, and you can withdraw on the 1st of July, and the 1st of June, and the 10th of June. 1st, 10th, 20th, not the 24th. But look here, on the 10th of July, yes, the withdraw button's open. Look at the 10th of August, yes, you can withdraw your principal as well. Look here, 10th of December, yes, you can withdraw. Look at this, 10th of January, yes, that's a withdrawal date. So a little bit of education there that we learned about this particular product. So really impressed with the small accounts, really impressed with the larger type accounts, and that's called the EXI bot. There are other bots there called the Pro bot. There's one called the Zeus bot. That's for those of you that might have a little bit of Ethereum or Bitcoin sitting around, maybe not doing much on exchange or offline. Simply by asking it to work over here, there is that potential for these accounts to grow. Now, I want to finish with this account. This is the last product. It's a Visa card. I think I showed you that a little bit earlier, but it's no ordinary Visa card. This is a very special one, and the reason it's special is a number of reasons. The first thing is the company don't ask for your passport or driver's license. They don't ask for your bank statement or utility bill. This particular card, now they have 4 different cards. This particular one doesn't require KYC, and it allows you to load up $100,000 of cryptocurrency. Now you can import your money from anywhere. Let's say you have USDT on Binance or Coinbase or where else, MetaMask or Trust Wallet. You can import that to your banking app into your own USDT wallet, and then you go top up card, and you can bring it in, send it straight onto the card. Now you can spend crypto anywhere where Visa and MasterCard are accepted. I think it's a really cool product. The top-up fees are very low, 2%, 0.2%, it's nothing. Very, very impressive. There will be 4 cards available ultimately. The first 2 cards will require KYC, but the last 2 are exempt of KYC. So it just shows you the kind of clout this Brian Benson guy has to put these kind of deals together on the table. I'm going to show you an example of this card. Now, this was used back in June 25. So customers have been using this since June 25. This particular customer was trading. He stopped the trading bot, because you can stop it, just go stop bot. And then he went top up card, and he put the money onto the card to see would it work. So he went down to the shop, get some milk. Let's see what happens.
Here we go then, second official transaction.
Thank you.
Lovely, thank you, Mina.
Boom, there you go. Imagine being able to spend cryptocurrency anywhere in the world that accepts Visa and MasterCard. Very, very impressive. And it's also been tested at the ATM machines. We've seen that working as well. Very, very impressive. So that's our presentation over. I want to thank everybody for attending this particular call. I hope you find some value there. Please do your own due diligence. Do seek professional advice before you make any decisions. And get back to the person that shared this link with you. Get your very valid questions answered, of course. And I hope the decision you come to is the right decision for both you and the rest of your family. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Recording stopped.
So stay on.
There we go.
This
There's a
continues.
35-minute recording. Let's we just lost 9 people there. We were at 208, so we jumped up from 170 to 208 whilst I was speaking. So a lot of people coming in late, guys. And those are people that have questions because they missed the whole start of it. So what I'd like to do now is just take 5 minutes or so, or 10 minutes, to show you the affiliate program. The official launch of what we've looked at tonight is happening this Saturday in Dubai. It's held at the Palazzo Versace Hotel, a very, very luxurious 5-star hotel. You're not going to find it down in the tourist area. You're not going to find it down at the marina. You're not going to find it downtown. This is a special hotel. You can actually park your yacht outside. It's got Versace shops. I think it's all Versace design. And this is a high level, I suppose, launch pad for a few special people. You had to qualify. You just can't show up here. This was a qualified event to get here. And the qualifications ended just last week on the 7th. So for those of you who qualified, congratulations. For those of you that didn't, we're going to launch another one on Saturday. It's going to be a new promotion for a new event, maybe 3 or 4 months down the line. I don't know where that will be, but they tend to travel around the world. It could be Las Vegas, it could be Cancun, it could be Mauritius, it could be Vegas, or what did I say, Dubai. So every 3 or 4 months, they seem to go to different countries for these events, and you qualify to get there. For those that qualified fully, they got your flights, they get your airport picked up, they pay your hotels, your food, your drinks, your entertainment, ticket to the event, hotel, everything's paid for if you do that full qualification. So there you go. Very, very, very good. Now, let's finish with the compensation plan, and let's show you how this works. We lost about 208. It's now 196. We lost 14 people when I said that was it over. So if you guests on there and they think it's over, you better go grab them and get the questions answered. But for those of you who want to understand the affiliate program, entirely optional. I'm going to cover that now for you guys.
Recording in progress.
Well, thank you for joining us on this presentation. We're going to take a look at the affiliate program, which is Aurum called the Partner Program. And affiliate programs are very, very popular today. I know Apple has their own affiliate program. Simply by going to Apple's website, go down to the very bottom, click affiliate program, and you can register there for free. It's free to register in Aurums. It's free here. I think it's free on the Amazon. They have one of these as well. Amazon have a partner program or an affiliate program. Binance have a partner program. I like that it's free. It doesn't cost anything. When you have an account with Aurum, they give you an affiliate link, and it's up to you to use it or not use it. So that's your prerogative. If you do use it, somebody registers an account, you get a handshake, you get a thank you bonus, because the company don't spend their money on TV, they don't spend their money advertising, they don't spend their money with Facebook or Google to try and get customers. They rather pay a happy customer, an existing customer, for finding additional customers. So they'd rather keep the money in-house, if you like. So that's how it works. With this particular affiliate program, there are 15 different ranks. When I saw this first, I thought it was a multi-level thing, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's what I saw. But no, it's not multi-level. This is based on volume and structure. Volume and structure. You have the potential to get paid on every single customer that registered with this company after your referral link. So if you have one customer, 15, 5,000, 500,000 customers, you can get paid on every single one of those if you have a high enough rank. Now, everybody starts at Nova. Nova means new. And in this case, you're the new star in the Aurum business. And simply by using your referral link to register a customer, let's say they made a $100 deposit, you get $3. So it's not big money, but it's a thank you. They didn't have to pay Facebook. They paid you. Hey, we've got a customer because you sent out the link. Thank you very much. There's $3. It's that simple enough. If that customer renewed, say 2 months later, they do another deposit, you get 3% again, which is quite good. If the customer does $1,000, you get $30. If the customer does $10,000, you get $300. So it's 3% of whatever deposit in the EXI bond. Very, very simple. You know, one customer, 9, 15, or 10,000, doesn't matter. So one level affiliate program. Now, if you want to get more than 3%, here's what you do. You develop a team that brings 7,500 of total team sales. So maybe your customer only does $100, but that customer knows a customer that does a deposit. And that customer knows one on all of the customers in the entire group generate $7,500 in that EXI bot. You get a promotion. You know, you get 5% on your own customer deposits. If one of your customers brings on a customer, they get 3% because they're the Nova. But you get the override, you get 2%. The difference between 3 and 5 is 2, so you get 2% on that customer. If that customer brings a customer, you get 2% on that deposit. If that customer brings a customer, you get 2%. If that customer brings it, unlimited generations, you get 2% on every single deposit. But you have to go Voyager. That's the building block. Everybody needs to do Voyager. It should take you about 72 hours, but 3 days you should do Voyager. Lots of people do it the first day. Well, let's say it should take you about 3 days to do that. Now, when you do it, you get an instant bonus of $100. This is by smart contract right into your account. You don't have to wait. You don't have to ask. You don't have to wait to the end of the month. As soon as $7,500 is trading in the EXI bot, bump, immediate reflection in your account. There's $100 there. For those of you that started with $100, well, you've got no risk. You're out. You put 100 in, you got 100 out immediately, and you've still got your 100 trading. So what can you do with this 100? Lots of things. You could leave it there and do nothing. You just stay 100 and stay there. You could withdraw it to any wallet of your choice, USDT, USDC, TRC20, BEP20, you can withdraw. You could add it to the card if you have one, go spend it. You could add it to one of the trading bonds. You could put it on the exchange and make 19.8% a year, 20% a year on it. You could put it into an AI trading bot or the EXI bot and do 10% a month on it. Yeah, in 10 months, you nearly have doubled your money, I would say. And beyond that, you get an additional 5% every day on the profits of all of your customers. So let's say you have 4 customers and they get profits every day. You get 5% of the total amount of what they get every day. Every single day, you get this 5% bonus. And that's pretty cool as well. Now, if you want more than 5%, you got to go Vanguard. You need $25,000 and a little bit of structure. You're going to need a couple of Voyagers. You've got to help other people get what they want for you to get what you want. So you need a little bit of structure, a little bit of rank structure, but you need the volume as well. It's $25,000. That gets you 7% on your own customer deposits. Every time they deposit, you're getting 7%. If your customer brings a customer, they get 3% because they're new. You get the difference. You get 4% on every single customer on limited generations after your referral link on every deposit. Now, at that stage as well, you get a $500 cash bonus and you get 7.5% every day on the profits of all customers to infinity. As long as there's no other Voyagers in the line or Vanguards in the line, you're getting 7.5% of every profit of every customer, no matter whether it's 1, 2, 10, 15, 2,000 customers, doesn't matter. If one of your customers reaches the Voyager rank, then you get paid 7.5% until you hit that customer. Once you hit that customer, you get 7.5% on them, but they get 5% on the next piece. You get the difference. You get 2.5% override on all their business to infinity. On all your other open lines, you're going to get 7.5% as well. So really good plan. If you've understood roughly those first 3 ranks, you understand 90% of our compensation plan. If you want to go higher, it's just a little bit of structure and more volume. 62,500 of sales, put you on 9%. 125, put you on 10.5%. $250,000, put you on 12%. So you just rank your way up. These cash bonuses are pretty cool. Look at this: $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 bonuses, and the daily matching bonuses are exciting as well. I just want to point out Oracle. Can you see Oracle here? It's the 6th rank. This is the first sign of leadership. Once you hit that Oracle, you now get paid on every single dollar the company generates profit on. So let's say not just your customers, but every customer that's ever been in the company's generating profit. So the company take 3.175 of every daily profit. They put it in a pool, put it in a pot, and they share it with anybody that reaches that Oracle. So imagine you're getting paid. Imagine you're starting in 26. You're going to get paid on all the business the customers brought in 25. You're going to get paid on customers that aren't in your business. You're going to get paid on upline customers. You're going to get paid on cross-line customers, people that aren't in your business. Imagine that. So it's really worthwhile shooting for that Oracle rank, that first sign of leadership. And I think those guys are getting on stage at the events as well. Prime is another great position, but I told you there were 15 ranks. That's just 7 of them. The next ones are even more exciting. Hitting Elite, you get a $20,000 bonus. Magnets get 50,000. Mythoses get 100. Legends get 150. And if you get to the rank of Dominion, you're most certainly one of Brian Benson's millionaires. If you've been on our earlier presentations, you would have heard Brian Benson wants to generate 1,000 millionaires. That's his first target. If you reach Dominion, you've got more than $1 million. Like, that's a 500 cash bonus instant. Prior to getting there, you would have had 150, the 100, the 50, the 20. There's $820,000. What about that first slide that we just showed? Whatever was on there as well. What about now getting these daily profits, 17.5%, 25% matching bonuses? No doubt about it. No doubt about it. In fact, I know 2 people that went to that legend rank. They already had earned $1 million while it's legend. They didn't even wait till they got Dominion before they'd made $1 million, guys. But I can certainly tell you, get Dominion, you're a millionaire. And that's something you might look towards. Now, other people think that money is crazy. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't compute. Because I know an extra $100 a week, an extra $400 a month coming into the house would help a lot of people. It would help a lot of people get away that financial stress, clear a little bit of that debt. An extra $100 a week is fine for some people. Some people are aiming for 100 a day, 700 a week, and 700 a week, maybe 2,000 or 3,000 a month. That's possible, but there's no ceiling on what's available here. The more work you do, the harder you do it, the luckier you'll be. So with that, that's our presentation over today. That's an overview of the compensation. But please don't be misled that high earnings are easily achieved. The people that are hitting these high ranks are working full time. They've got lots of skills, a lot of connections. They're working very, very hard at it. That's not to say that you can't do it. You can learn. You've got 24 hours in a day. They've got 24 hours in the same day. It's really down to your own ambitions, your own hard work, your own connections, and the time you put into your business. With that said, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you again. And I hope you make the right decision for you and your family. Please do get back to the person that was good enough to share this link with you. If this is not for you, that's fine as well. Just thank them anyway. Hey, listen, I like that. Not for me. Thank you very much. Please do that. If you don't ring them, I'm going to ask them to ring you. And they've probably got one question for you. Have you decided what level you'd like to start at? That's what they're going to ask you. Have you decided what you'd like to start the EXI vault with? They're not going to ask you, well, what did you think of that? They're going to say, hey, thanks for attending. Have you already decided what level you'd like to start at? That's the question they're going to ask you. So with that said, thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you all soon. Thanks. Goodbye.
Now, you just heard the ultimate business plan where you can design your life, where you choose your career, where you develop your story, where you write your own dreams, where everything is evidence-based and timely and logical, versus living your life, rest of your life by default, where you get a job, repeat the same work, no dreams, necessity-based, no time, and a lot of boundaries. I'm Arif Gilany. If you watched this till now, please get in touch with the person who shared this video with you and get your account set up today. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.